Hello and welcome to Theatre.Reviews with Paul Seven. I'm here at the Old Vic to see the Brightening Air. I'm Paul Seven Lewis, and in these video reviews I talk about new theatre shows, what they're about, what the production and acting are like, and are they worth seeing? I've just been to see the Brightening Air at the Old Vic, but is it a comedy with a serious message or a tragedy with humour? Either way, it's great entertainment, showcasing an outstanding cast. Keep watching and I'll tell you a lot more about it. But first, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe to this channel. If you're already thinking that the mixture of comedy and profundity in the Brightening Air sounds a bit Chekhovian, well, you're right. And if you're familiar with Chekhov's uncle Vanya, and playwright Conor McPherson certainly is, having directed a memorable production of it, you may recognise elements of the plot about a dysfunctional family stuck in the past that's forced to confront change by the arrival of a relative. Now we first meet a mature brother and sister in a rundown Irish farm. Stephen is a failure at business. Billy is unreliable due to what I take to be her autism. With them, almost a lodger, is their sister-in-law Lydia, still in love with their long-departed brother Dermot. His arrival, an apparently successful entrepreneur who owns a chain of cafes, with a much younger girlfriend, Freya, in tow, sets off a chain of events that blows apart all the characters' dreams and self-delusions. There's one other significant arrival back from the outside world, as it were, their Uncle Pierre, their father's brother. He's a blind priest relying on Elizabeth, his housekeeper and companion, and, well, a little more besides, who needs a man she can control as much as he needs her care. Billy is gifted with much insight, but is not taken seriously because her autism causes her to shout and go off at tangents. She does see clearly the fate of the farm and of those dearest to her, but she's ignored because she's also obsessed with railway timetables. Rosie Sheehy, after a sensational starring role in Machinal, once again shows her greatness as an actor who can inhabit extreme emotions. And for all the strong qualities of the other actors, it's she you can't take your eyes off. Now Stephen is played by Brian Gleeson. He's depressed, lamenting his failure at business and in his love life. Also living in the past is Lydia, forever hoping that Dermot will return to her. As for Dermot, he's cringingly sleazy. Chris O'Dowd is on top form as a self-centred alpha male. Not only has he left the other two to try and run the farm and left Lydia with the children, he has no ability to commit to relationships and chases after young women. How old is this one? Well, in her 20s, he says. 20. Next birthday. Since the play is set in the 1980s, when Ireland, once a backwater on the western edge of Europe, is becoming the Celtic tiger, Dermot could be seen as representative of the booming economy and its detrimental effect on a traditional way of life. Other members of this superb cast are Derval Crotty as the scheming Elizabeth, Aisling Cairns as a wide-eyed Freya, and Ewan Fitzgerald Doherty as the young exploited farmhand Brendan. You're watching Theatre.Reviews with Paul Seven. Please visit my website, Theatre.Reviews, to read my reviews and my roundups of other critics' reviews of the latest London shows. The design by Ray Smith uses every inch of the huge Old Vic stage. Although a shimmering grey curtain appears every so often right at the back, the action is almost entirely downstage in one perfectly realised room of a farmhouse. I think this might signify the vastness of the world surrounding this small, closed community, but for me, it had a bit of an alienating effect. I suspect the play would work even better if it was done in a more intimate setting. After the interval, a metaphorical bomb explodes. I won't spoil the plot, but suffice to say, all the characters' lives are turned upside down. All three siblings are forced to reassess their situations, and Father Pierre has an experience that's, well, the polar opposite of St. Paul on the road to Damascus. In a tremendous monologue, he explains God is a psychopath and that he will lead a new religion. His transformation is one of the highlights of the play, although maybe he doesn't change that much. There may be a message here, particularly relevant in a country that was dominated by the Catholic Church until this point in time, that there is always someone willing to exploit people's spiritual needs. Played with exquisite comic timing by Sean McGinley, Pierre's behaviour to others is both hilarious and chilling. I should say there are several moments in this play where a character's needs are shaped or satisfied by their belief in something mystical or magical, including, for example, whether drinking certain water can make someone fall in love. So the character's dreams are crushed, and the phrase, "the brightening air," is from a poem by W.B. Yeats and refers to the moment dreams meet reality. Another line from the great Irish poet springs to mind: "Things fall apart, the centre cannot hold, mere anarchy is loosed upon the world." The play nears its end with another terrific monologue, this time from Billy, talking about the destructive nature of change and the need for deep, loving relationships. "In each other we saw the face of God," she says, and points out how much of living is really just forgetting. Along with the laughs, there's a lot to think about in this play, maybe a little too much, but I give The Brightening Air 4 stars. I hope you found this review interesting and useful, and if you did, please like, comment and subscribe to this channel, then you'll be the first to know about my future reviews. And you can read my reviews at Theatre.Reviews, where I also round up other critics' reviews of the latest London shows. And of course you can follow me on social media. Thank you for watching.